Missing. Michael Vaughan. Monkey Mondays, where we only cover the facts. A tale unfolds. Of a missing boy named Michael, the story yet untold. Digging in dirt, rocks, chasing dreams of gold. Where is he now? The mystery to behold. Minecraft's pixels flicker, a family bond. Building worlds together, their joy beyond. Astronomy's allure, stars and moons embrace. In the present night, his fascination takes place. Monster trucks and Hot Wheels, a childhood's joy. Power Wheels and Legos, each a cherished toy. The Mandalorian, Spider-Man's web-swinging flight. Batman's cape fluttering, heroes in the night. Harold and the Purple Crayon, a bedtime tale. Legos books and I Love You More, love's trail. Favorite places beckon, the park's playful cheer. Sliding and swinging, his laughter sincere. Oregon's coast, waves crashing in delight. A special memory, the beach's first sight. Camping under stars, nature's endless embrace. Crystals, rocks found, in the Whitman forest space. Prospecting for gold, a grandpa's shared skill. Four-wheelers roaring, adventures uphill. Roaring Springs splashes, mini-golf's delight. Water parks, laser tag, video game nights. Pizza slices, macaroni, a comforting taste. Zebra cakes, cookies, a sweet tooth's haste. Seahawks fan, his loyalty so true. In present moments, his spirit imbues. From planting outdoors to family's warm embrace. Playing with friends, a smile on his face. Yet in the present, a void unfurls. Michael's absence, a world in swirls. Hope echoes in each familiar place. That he returns, with a familiar grace. To the parks, the coast, where memories pour. In the present, he's missed, forevermore. The search for Michael Vaughan.
Renewed search for a 5-year-old boy named Michael "Monkey" Vaughan.
Searching for answers.
It's been 9 months since 5-year-old Michael Vaughan are working to
The
bring
search for Michael Vaughan, the
5-year-old
5-year-old boy out of Fruitland,
2
continues
days
this week.
since 5-year-old Michael Vaughan was last seen outside his neighborhood in Fruitland.
In the picturesque city of Fruitland, nestled along the tranquil Snake and Payette Rivers in Payette County, Idaho, a serene summer day on July 27, 2021, took a tragic turn for the Vaughan family. Fruitland, known as the Big Apple of Idaho, was a close-knit community with a population of over 4,500 people, characterized by its apple orchards and scenic beauty. Brandy Vaughan, a dedicated mother, had been working tirelessly for several days without a break, yearning for some quality time with her children during her upcoming days off. As she prepared to leave for work that hot day, her energetic son, Michael, affectionately nicknamed Monkey, looked up at her and said, "I love you, Mama." She promised to return home early to play with him and tuck him into bed that night. Tragically, that promise would remain unfulfilled. Michael's father, Tyler, stayed at home to care for their children. Around 4 p.m., Brandy called to check in on her family, and everything appeared to be normal. However, a few hours later, as Tyler attended to their baby's needs, he realized that Michael was no longer in the living room, engrossed in his Nintendo Switch. Panic gripped Tyler as he frantically searched the house, fearing that Michael had wandered off, a behavior he had exhibited on previous occasions. Tyler rushed outside, hoping to find Michael playing with other children in the neighborhood, but his frantic search yielded no sign of the young boy. Desperation set in, prompting Tyler to call Brandy and the police. Brandy received the call at work and, without hesitation, left immediately to return home. Police officers met her at the park near their residence, and it became abundantly clear that the search for Michael was already in full swing. Neighbors began piecing together their recollections of sightings between 6 and 7 p.m. They remembered that Michael didn't appear scared, but no one had meticulously kept track of his whereabouts, and soon Michael had simply vanished. The Fruitland community rallied together, united by a shared determination to find Michael. Some residents combed the town, scouring every nook and cranny, while others ventured into fields and storm drains. From trash cans to park bathrooms, every conceivable hiding spot was meticulously searched. The evening of July 27, 2021, was marked by a solemn milestone when the first missing and endangered child alert was issued at 8:20 p.m. Despite the relentless efforts of the Fruitland Police Department and the outpouring of support from the community, an Amber Alert couldn't be issued due to the stringent criteria, which required evidence of an abduction. The search continued unabated over the next week, with law enforcement tirelessly working around the clock. As Fruitland, Idaho, held its collective breath, desperately hoping for Michael's safe return, the story of the young boy's mysterious disappearance had only just begun. The small community would soon face more twists and turns in their quest to find the energetic 5-year-old they affectionately called Monkey. The Fruitland Police Department received support from various agencies, including the National Guard, the FBI, Idaho State Police, Mountain Search and Rescue, and several other law enforcement organizations. A total of 13 different law enforcement agencies converged on the small town to assist in the search efforts. During a press conference held on August 4th, Fruitland Police Chief J.D. Huff provided insight into the extensive search operations. Nearly 200 homes and their properties underwent thorough searches, with all residents being questioned. Additionally, authorities examined 200 trash cans, drained canals and irrigation ditches, and even pumped a nearby septic tank due to concerns that Michael might have fallen into it. Despite these efforts, no trace of Michael was found. CCTV footage from both residential and business cameras was meticulously reviewed. Furthermore, 163 tips were distributed to numerous investigators, though most were cleared quickly. The search extended to cover 3,000 acres of farmland, utilizing drones, aircraft, scent dogs, boats, kayaks, and even paragliders in the extensive operation. Despite the dedication of highly trained individuals and specialized resources that had joined the search in Fruitland, there was still no sign of the missing 5-year-old. Chief J.D. Huff emphasized their unwavering commitment to finding Michael, stating, "Our goal is to find Michael. We've enlisted the support of a considerable number of highly trained people and specialized resources who have come here to Fruitland to assist in this search." The relentless pursuit of Michael's whereabouts continued, underscoring the determination of law enforcement and the community to bring him home safely. Over the subsequent 3 months, the relentless search for Michael persisted. During this challenging period, Brandy and Tyler remained resolute in their efforts to ensure that Michael's name and face stayed at the forefront of everyone's thoughts and prayers. Brandy, grappling with the immense heartbreak, candidly expressed to a KBOI reporter, "How many times can the human heart break? I don't even know how many times mine does in a day." Her poignant words captured the profound anguish that the family endured. The tight-knit community of Fruitland joined in their grief, coming together to support the Vaughan family. Some residents hung posters bearing Michael's image, while others actively scoured the area in search of any leads that might lead to his safe return. In a poignant display of solidarity, a group organized a motorcycle ride to raise awareness about Michael's disappearance. Participants congregated at Fruitland Community Park, their motorcycles adorned with blue ribbons, which happened to be Michael's favorite color. Their presence was a heartfelt testament to the unwavering hope that Michael would be found and reunited with his family. In November 2021, an announcement shook the Fruitland community and the Vaughan family to their core. Despite the exhaustive search efforts, law enforcement made a disheartening revelation. They believed that Michael had been abducted. The realization came as a result of the scarcity of evidence discovered during the extensive searches. During this trying period, the Vaughan family cooperated fully with the investigation, even going so far as to undergo lie detector tests. These tests swiftly ruled them out as suspects, eliminating any suspicion surrounding their involvement in Michael's disappearance. The family's innocence was established early on in the investigation, leaving them solely focused on the desperate quest to locate their beloved son. In August 2022, a remarkable campaign known as Homeward Bound was launched. This initiative involved the use of semi-truck trailers that prominently displayed Michael's information as they traversed various routes across the United States. The unwavering dedication of Michael's family and the Fruitland Police Department in their tireless efforts to locate him was evident. Brandy, Michael's devoted mother, waged a relentless battle and worked tirelessly for the cause, advocating for what would eventually become known as Monkey's Law.
Monkey's Law is a new missing persons alert law in Idaho. It was named after 5-year-old Michael Vaughan, who went missing in Fruitland, Idaho. The law establishes an emergency alert system that's parallel to the Amber Alert. It unifies how Idaho law enforcement handles reports of missing or endangered persons in the state.
The disappearance and the profound grief experienced by the Vaughan family had not gone unnoticed. In a significant gesture of support, Governor Brad Little of Idaho took action. On April 27, 2022, he officially signed Monkey's Law into effect. This new legislation established an innovative endangered missing person alert system running parallel to the Amber Alert, designed to address cases that do not meet the stringent criteria for an Amber Alert. Monkey's Law promised to be a valuable tool in the search for missing individuals like Michael, ensuring that their stories are not overlooked and that every effort is made to bring them home safely. During the summer of 2022, rumors began to circulate throughout the community, hinting at a renewed focus from investigators on the area where Michael had last been seen. These whispers of renewed efforts to find him gave hope to many. Then, on November 11, 2022, a significant development shook Fruitland. An announcement was made that a credible tip had been received, suggesting that crucial evidence related to Michael's disappearance might be located on the premises of a local house on Red Wing Street. Anticipation filled the air as officers arrived at Brandy and Tyler's home on that particular day. The Vaughan family expected another update on their son's case, but what they received was unexpected. They were informed that a woman named Sarah Wandra had been arrested in connection with Michael's disappearance. However, it was important to note that at that time, Michael's whereabouts had not yet been determined. This turn of events marked a pivotal moment in the ongoing search for Michael, injecting a new sense of urgency and hope into a case that had captured the hearts and attention of the entire community. Brandy and Tyler's world was suddenly thrown into turmoil by this unexpected revelation. Brandy couldn't help but recollect that when they initially ventured out to search for Michael, she had knocked on the door of the very residence where he was believed to be. Regrettably, no one had answered the door during that critical moment. What compounded their distress was the realization that this house was just a stone's throw away from their own home. The thought that Michael had potentially been in such close proximity all along was an agonizing burden to bear. The emotional toll on the family was immeasurable as they grappled with the unsettling proximity of their son during those harrowing days of his disappearance. At the residence on Red Wing Street, where Michael might have been abducted, there were other occupants present. Among them was Wandra's husband, Stacy, who was suspected of being involved in the incident. However, it's worth noting that he had not been apprehended at that time. Instead, Stacy was already serving a sentence in the Washington County Jail for an unrelated firearms charge. Law enforcement's attention was not only focused on the arrested individual, but also on the broader circumstances and individuals associated with the case, as they diligently pursued every lead and angle in their quest to unravel the mystery surrounding Michael's disappearance. The subsequent course of action involved the excavation of the backyard on Red Wing Street. Brandy and Tyler were advised to remain at home, and their hearts sank as they could do nothing but wait anxiously. Brandy watched helplessly as dump trucks filled with soil from the yard rumbled past her house, en route to a processing center where the earth would undergo meticulous scrutiny in search of potential evidence related to Michael's disappearance. On December 1st, a press conference was convened, during which Police Chief Huff addressed the gathered media. He conveyed a sobering message, stating that despite their exhaustive efforts, the remains of Michael Vaughan had not been discovered. However, he emphasized that law enforcement had strong reasons to believe, based on the evidence at hand, that Michael had been abducted and had tragically met his demise. It was also suspected that his remains had been initially buried on the property and subsequently moved. In a further development, Chief Huff revealed that there were 2 additional suspects under investigation. These individuals had either been residing with or visiting the Wanderers at the time of Michael's disappearance.
This is Sarah Wanderer, 35 years old. Sarah lives at 1102 Red Wing Street in Fruitland and was living there at the time of Michael's disappearance. We believe that Sarah has firsthand knowledge and is involved in Michael's abduction. This is Sarah's husband, Stacy Wanderer, 30 years old, a male. Stacy was also living at 1102 Red Wing Street in Fruitland and was living there at the time of Michael's disappearance. We believe that Stacy has firsthand knowledge and is involved in the abduction of Michael Vaughan. This is Brandon Shirtliff, 30 years old, of Kuna, Idaho. Brandon was living with Sarah and Stacy Wanderer at 1102 Red Wing Street at the time of Michael's disappearance, and we believe Brandon has firsthand knowledge of Michael's abduction. Brandon is currently believed to be in North Dakota. Adrian Lucien, 32-year-old male out of Toledo, Ohio. Adrian was staying with Sarah and Stacy Wanderer at 1102 Red Wing Street at the time of Michael's disappearance, and we believe that Adrian has firsthand knowledge of Michael's abduction. Adrian is currently believed to be in Toledo, but floats between Ohio and California. I strongly encourage Shirtliff and Lucien to contact the Fruitland Police Department detectives as the window of time for talking and cooperation is coming to a close.
Their names were disclosed as Brandon Shirtliff and Adrian Lucien, both of whom had extensive criminal records. It was noted that although these individuals were no longer within the borders of Idaho, Fruitland police remained determined to explore every avenue in their relentless pursuit of justice. 1 week later, authorities confirmed that they had established contact with both individuals. However, no additional comments or details were provided at that time. Fast forward to January 2023, and the Fruitland Police Department took to Facebook to make a significant announcement. They revealed that they had successfully recovered several pieces of crucial evidence from the Wanderers' residence. In their official statement, they disclosed that some of these items had been dispatched to a private DNA laboratory for thorough analysis. Acknowledging that the analytical process would be time-consuming, they expressed their patience in awaiting the results, emphasizing the gravity of this development in the ongoing investigation. In a case where law enforcement appeared to have a compelling body of evidence and were diligently working to substantiate their case, a sudden twist unfolded. On December 6, 2022, Sarah Wanderer was committed to a state hospital in Blackfoot due to concerns about her mental health. As a result, all court hearings were temporarily suspended, pending the completion of her mental health evaluation. The commitment order explicitly indicated that she was deemed unfit to assist in her own defense, necessitating a delay in further legal proceedings. Over the following months, the court convened monthly to assess her status, eventually determining on March 27, 2023, that she was now fit to proceed with her trial. However, just as one astonishing turn of events seemed to reach its conclusion, another upheaval rocked the entire case. On April 17th, a surprising decision was made by the Payette County prosecuting attorney, Michael Duke. He requested that the charges against Sarah Wanderer be dropped, without prejudice, implying that charges could potentially be refiled at a later date. Duke's rationale stemmed from a precedent set by the Idaho Supreme Court in 2018, specifically the State versus Aikens case. In a parallel situation, the court found that the woman charged with failing to notify authorities of a death had her Fifth Amendment rights against self-incrimination violated. Despite this unexpected development, Sarah Wanderer would remain in jail, facing charges from an incident in April 2022, including aggravated assault, destruction of evidence, and possession of a controlled substance. Notably, these charges were unrelated to the disappearance of Michael. In response to these developments, Michael's mother, Brandy, expressed her disappointment and frustration. However, she remained hopeful and conveyed her trust in the ongoing police investigation, firmly stating that more charges were forthcoming for those involved in her son's disappearance. The search for Michael Joseph Vaughan, now 7 years old, continued relentlessly. On the second anniversary of his abduction, the case remained highly active. Ground searches have persisted, with recent efforts extending into the current month. The investigative team continued the formidable task of sifting through new leads and tips. Fruitland Police Chief Huff underscored their unwavering commitment to bringing justice for Michael. This investigation was entering a new phase as investigators had formally submitted the case, along with a probable cause affidavit, to the Payette County prosecutor. Consequently, any inquiries concerning the case would be referred to the Payette County Prosecutor's Office, reachable at 208-642-6096. Now more than 2 years since Michael's disappearance, the family marked June 24th as his 7th birthday through a private event in his memory. The outpouring of support they received from individuals worldwide was deeply heartening. Brandy urged everyone to continue sharing memories of Michael's beautiful smile and face, emphasizing the importance of keeping his memory alive. In a case where prosecutors sought more information and a family yearned to know their little boy's whereabouts, a reward of nearly $53,000 was being offered for Michael's safe return.
Sarah Wandra sentence.
Sarah Wandra received a sentencing that could result in up to 7 years of state prison time. Of these, 3 years are mandatory, while the remaining 4 years are indeterminate. This means that the duration of Wandra's stay in state prison will be determined by her conduct, rehabilitation progress, and the decisions of the parole board. A woman from Idaho, Sarah Wandra, who was arrested last year on suspicions related to the disappearance of Michael Vaughan, a Fruitland boy who went missing over 2 years ago, has been sentenced to a minimum of 3 years in prison for separate offenses. Wandra, aged 35 and a resident of Fruitland, entered a guilty plea in August for 2 felonies: aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and destruction, alteration, or concealment of evidence. As part of a plea arrangement, a charge of possession of a controlled substance was dropped, according to online court records. District Judge Kylie Stuchlik sentenced her on Friday in Payette County to 3 years of fixed imprisonment, followed by 2 years of an indeterminate sentence, potentially making her eligible for parole after serving 3 years. Payette County Prosecutor Mike Duke has not yet responded to requests for comment regarding the sentencing by the Idaho statesman. The felony charges are connected to an incident that occurred on April 13, 2022. Court documents reveal that Wandra pointed a firearm at a guest staying with her and subsequently brought the weapon to her parents' residence. She later admitted that she was aware of her prohibited possession of a firearm. Upon responding to a 911 call regarding the incident, the police discovered that she unlawfully possessed acetaminophen, hydrocodone, commonly known as Vicodin, as previously reported by the statesman. Wandra was initially arrested in November of the previous year and was subsequently charged with failure to report a death in the Vaughan case. Authorities had excavated the backyard of her residence, which she shared with her husband, located approximately half a mile from the Vaughan family home. Law enforcement had expressed belief that the missing boy had been buried there at one point and later moved. However, the sole charge connecting Wandra to the Vaughan case was dismissed. However, can be reopened at any time. In summary, Sarah Wandra received a sentencing that could result in up to 7 years of state prison time. Of these, 3 years are mandatory, while the remaining 4 years are indeterminate. This means that the duration of Wandra's stay in state prison will be determined by her conduct, rehabilitation progress, and the decisions of the parole board.
Adrian Temple Lucien, is this you? On the day of Michael Vaughan's disappearance, July 27, 2021. In Nampa, Idaho, 35 minutes. From Fruitland, Idaho. You flew up from California, correct? Why? You lived with the Wandras for months, correct? Both before, during and after Michael's abduction? Finally nice to get a visual on your appearance that day. Photo credit. Brandon Shirtliff. Oh but Brandon, you may want to revisit your explanation of that day though, because surveillance seems to have witnessed you and your girlfriend Sarah Wandra picking up Adrian from Applebee's, as pictured, shortly after 4:47 p.m. Leaves plenty of time to drive back to Fruitland before Michael Vaughan's abduction. If anyone's seen this, Adrian Lucien, with his friends Sarah Wandra, Stacy Wandra and Brandon Shirtliff, and probably more, and have any information, please contact Fruitland Police Department. Tips can remain anonymous. Possible vehicle they were driving July 27th pictured as well. Whomever is pictured with Adrian, please come forward.
They questioned me in November of 2022. Interrogated the fuck out of me.
How long did they interrogate you for?
I think they did it multiple days. It was like 3 days, but it was probably 2, 3, 4 hours at a time.
Wow.
I think the longest one went like 5 hours.
So was this over a period of 1 day or multiple days?
Multiple days.
Multiple days. Was this before or after the excavation? Or I would assume before, because that you're the one that tipped them off to get it all started, right?
A person who consistently provides false information is often referred to as a purveyor of misinformation, or simply a spread of misinformation. Such individuals may exhibit certain characteristics or behaviors. Lack of verification. They may not verify the accuracy of the information they share before disseminating it. This can be due to negligence, ignorance, or intentional disregard for facts. Selective bias. They may have a selective bias, where they only consider information that aligns with their pre-existing beliefs or opinions, ignoring contradictory evidence. Disregard for facts. A person spreading false information may show a disregard for established facts and evidence. They might prioritize sensational or emotionally charged content over accurate information.
They just came and did a bunch of questions on me. Just started asking the questions, what happened, where was I at, typical, the questions I've already answered on through the videos. And as far as the excavation process, I was the one that tipped them off. It was a fable. It was not true. And I told him specifically that he was buried in the backyard, which he was never buried. And I know this is going to sound incredibly stupid to you guys, but this is what I told law enforcement, because I was so incredibly in an excessive amount of stress and overpressured that I literally I didn't know what to do. They kept telling me, oh yeah, you're guilty. You're the one. You did this. You know everything. No, I don't. And I told them that 100 times.
Intent to deceive. In some cases, individuals may intentionally provide false information with the goal of deceiving others. This could be for personal gain, ideological reasons, or to manipulate public opinion. Resistance to correction. When confronted with evidence disproving their claims, they may resist correction and continue to hold onto their false beliefs. This can be fueled by cognitive dissonance or a desire to maintain a particular narrative. Influence of echo chambers. The person may be part of online or offline communities that reinforce and amplify their misinformation. Echo chambers can create environments where false information is accepted without question. Unawareness of consequences. Some individuals may not fully comprehend the potential consequences of spreading false information. They may underestimate the impact their actions can have on others or on public discourse.
That's where he's at. He's in the backyard. Why don't you go?
Made it up 100%.
Wow. So, do you feel like that's
I
a false?
I knew he wasn't there. I knew he wasn't. I knew he wasn't going to be there. But I said it because apparently they were big and bad and thought they knew everything.
Right.
So I wanted to give them a little taste of their own medicine, and they didn't find shit.
In his interview with YouTuber, Stacy said his attorney told him he's no longer a person of interest in Michael's abduction. Chief Huff tells me that's not true. When I called Stacy's attorney to get a straight answer, his attorney told me, quote, "I have no comment at this time," and hung up.
I respect that because, you're thinking back to, 2021. I respect that. But but then to play devil's advocate, I kind of want to say it's really important. It's kind of everything, because we're now getting to the moment Michael disappeared. And it's probably, even though it was so long ago, it's like one of the most kind of important moments that I think really show where you were and that you weren't, in any place you could have taken Michael. And I get if you don't know, you don't know, but it would definitely be a sure bet to get police off your back, right? Like if you had a sure alibi.
Well, the police already have all this. That's why I haven't been charged before Arizona.
Okay. Now let me ask you this.
Probably 500 feet before.
Okay, so in this, what time would you think this was during the day?
5:15. No, sorry. We left about 5:30, so we're doing like 5:40.
5:40. Okay.
Hey, my bottle, what's there, please?
All right. So when you're sitting there, you're putting power steering fluid in your vehicle, and you notice a child with a. Tell me a little bit about the child you noticed. What did you see? What was going on? What you can remember? I know it's been two and a half, almost 3 years, so I know it's hard. But if you can remember anything from maybe what the kid was wearing, what the kid looked like.
I just know he had dark brown hair. He was taller, like he had to be 8, 9, 10 years old. Did not look anything. Not. I mean, mind you, it wasn't a clear picture. You know what I mean? I wasn't really trying to pay attention.
Yeah, you were still putting power.
Pay attention to my surroundings all the time. But nothing was unusual about it. Like you're just like a normal kid just playing in the neighborhood. Yeah,
and you say he had a toy. Do you remember what kind of toy he may have had?
No, I didn't pay attention. Again, I just know he was playing with something. That's all I know.
And you didn't see nobody else around the kid. Was he in a yard?
Yeah, he was in the neighbor's yard. Yeah, or one of the people's yards off of East Street. But
okay.
What time do you think it is roughly when you exit town?
I don't know. I don't remember. I'd say probably maybe 6:45, 6:50.
He was in that yard somewhere at one point.
Somewhere, I don't know. I don't have knowledge of it.
Well,
like
you didn't pull that out of thin air. Maybe yes, Adrian told you. Maybe Sarah told you. Maybe Brandon told you.
But
What happens that evening and the next morning?
So I was unloading. After we stopped and found out that a little boy disappeared. We drove back.
The night the monkey went missing, there was a duffel bag. How big was it? How big was the duffel bag?
It was small. I mean, it was not a giant duffel bag. This duffel bag that had like a shoulder strap on it and like the two little handles that Velcro. You could put the Velcro around it to hold the handles together. It's a small duffel bag. I mean, it was not big enough to put a body
in. Okay. Yeah, wow. And do you know what, that didn't even cross my mind, but okay. So a small duffel bag. What was it? And it was full of laundry, you said? Or what was it?
Nothing but clothes. Brandon's clothes.
Okay. And that was at 5 p.m.? Correct. And you guys all went together?
Yes. We left. Well, no, we were at the house. We didn't leave the house, I think, until probably about 6:30 at night. That's when I told John yesterday.
And why did you guys take the clothes to Brandon's mom's?
Brandon wanted to go wash his clothes at his mom's house because he needed to get new clothes anyways. And different clothes. So he just brought his dirty clothes to his mom's house and then got a bunch of new clothes and brought them back to the house.
You saw a boy that day as well, didn't you? You said you saw a boy.
Further down 8th Street on the very right-hand side in somebody's yard. And he didn't look anything like Michael at any point in time.
Okay.
We didn't ever even approach the kid.
Did the boy you saw have a yellow shirt on?
It was a bright shirt, correct. From what I remember. It was shorts and a bright shirt. And he was a lot taller than the 5-year-old boy. I can tell you that much.
Okay.
No way anyone can see. A child from 6 or 7 houses away. From before Arizona Avenue, corner of 8th and Arizona. Brandon's Timeline. 1. Woke up at their home in the morning. Woke up, had breakfast, watched TV and drank coffee. 2. Nampa. Go to Nampa. Brandon, Sarah, and Adrian leave to go to Nampa, Idaho so Adrian could visit family near the Karcher Mall. Drove a little 2016 Toyota Corolla. 3. Hanging out somewhere. We went and did kind of a YouTube video, trying to make music and kind of like a car. Brandon in interview. 4. Popeyes, Nampa. Sarah took Brandon to lunch here, got him a chicken sandwich and a soda. Where was Adrian? 5. Applebee's, Nampa. Sarah drove to Applebee's where she dropped Adrian off so he could see his kid and his ex or then girlfriend. 6. Driving around mall. Drove around the mall for an unspecific amount of time. This part is changed a few times in his interview. Second time he talks about this part in timeline. He says him and Sarah went to Macy's and shopped around for clothes a little bit and also playing around on their iPads goofing off. 7. Water bottle in Kuna. Idaho got bored of driving around the mall waiting for Adrian, so Brandon drove to his home with Sarah just to get a water bottle and fill one up for him to bring to the Wanderer's house, stating, "Because I did not like their water." 8. Applebee's, Nampa. Picked up Adrian. Photo taken at 4 to 4:47 p.m. 9. Pawn shop. They looked around and Adrian bought a new iPad. 10. Macy's. Brandon says they went to Macy's and shopped around for clothes a little bit and also playing around on their iPads goofing off. 11. Wandra's house. When he first found out Michael was missing, said neighborhood on high alert. They said he went missing right that day earlier, right before we came into the car we were towing. 12. Brandon's mother's home, towing the car at 6 or 7 at night. 13. Chevron gas station. Had the car again. Says he was there at 7 p.m. that night. Says this is when he finds out Michael was missing. Bought milk and got gas. 14. Searching. Drove around after we got out of the pickup. Tried to look in the field.
A mother's plea. No, I know. I just... It is 819 days. And Brandon, you know what happened to our beautiful baby. Whether you were directly involved, but you know. You need to start talking. You need to come forward. Quit lying, quit hiding. Please, tell us where Michael is. Let our family have some rest, please. Let us bring our baby home. We've worked tirelessly, endlessly. Law enforcement, stop protecting these criminals. And I will say this out loud. Your mama doesn't live too far from me. So I'd like to meet her in person and see if she'd like to talk to me face to face. Because I know that there are flyers all over the area where she lives. It's time to tell the truth. It's time to own up. It's time to find Michael and bring him home and stop your BS. Same with you, Adrian, because I know you're watching as well.
Credible information that the remains of Michael Vaughan could be found in the backyard at 1102 Red Wing Street in Fruitland. As a result, the Fruitland Police Department obtained a search warrant for the residence along with the front and backyards. That search warrant was served on November 11th. It was a Friday. We served that late in the evening.
Fruitland, Idaho, US. It has been more than 2 years since 7-year-old Michael Vaughan disappeared from the peaceful town of Fruitland, Idaho. Desperate efforts to locate the missing child have continued unabated since his last sighting on July 27, 2021. Michael Vaughan, a cherubic 7-year-old with striking blue eyes and blonde hair, has become the focus of an extensive search operation. Fruitland residents and law enforcement agencies have banded together in the hopes of reuniting Michael with his worried family. Michael was last seen wearing a light blue t-shirt adorned with the Minecraft logo, dark blue boxer briefs and sandals, providing critical information that could aid in his identification. The Fruitland Police Department has been leading the investigation into Michael's disappearance. They are urging anyone with information related to his whereabouts to contact them immediately at 1-208-642-6006. Every piece of information, no matter how small it may seem, could be crucial in finding Michael and bringing him safely back home. The disappearance of a child is a heart-wrenching event that deeply affects the community. Fruitland residents have come together, demonstrating unwavering support for Michael's family during this trying time. Their commitment to the search effort is a testament to the strength and unity of this close-knit community. As the days turn into weeks, the search for Michael Vaughan continues with an unyielding determination. Authorities, family, and friends hold on to hope, praying for his safe return. The Fruitland community remains resolute in their quest to bring Michael home, as they keep his memory alive in the hearts of all who know and care about him.